don't know that part of it.
You would think, you know,
That's what I was
having
doing.
two major surgeries.
I'm sure, yeah, he got prescribed all
Yeah.
that shit and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But when I found out he was doing heroin is because after him and that girl broke up, he moved back in with my mom. You know what I'm saying? So I go over there and he'd just be a hermit, like in a room. You know what I'm saying?
He was fucked up over breaking up with her, right? You told me that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I think maybe that like
he didn't want to break up with
right,
her.
Exactly. And I think that like that pushed him over to do more heroin. Who knows what people's reasons for doing shit? You know what I'm saying? But my mom would always say that she would find cut up straws over the house, and she thought like it was just from the chew on to quit smoking. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that no, you know what I'm saying? Because I guess they were everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's when John Rowe and him were like really fucking
hanging
thick as thieves. You know what I'm saying? Chilling in this back room, which was his bedroom. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I like started pulling away like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I used to always talk to my mom like, what the fuck is going on, Mom? You know what I'm saying? Because like my mom would always hit me up like all the time, like to help her pay bills and shit. I'm just like, yo, you know, you always hit me up for money, and you got him living back here who you're supporting.
I remember this.
Who was
I remember
who
this
was fucking
time.
doing heroin and shit. And on top of it,
I used to tell you.
On top of it, he was like drinking super duper heavy on top of it.
Okay. This is where I was at this point. We were making a lot of money. I was mad at John, right? Still salty as fuck for him leaving. You know.
Right.
I didn't want Joey hooking John up with anything that we made.
Right, and I wasn't with him either.
And John was living with Joey's mom and his mom. I used to get salty thinking, here Joey is hooking his mom up.
Right.
And John's spending it.
Right, he's reaping the benefits.
Right. He's reaping the benefits of our band.
Right, my mom would like take care of him.
Passing it down.
Right, exactly. You know, I'm sure she wasn't buying him heroin, but you know, she's feeding him.
And that used to piss me off. You know what I'm
and
saying?
then it pissed me off. And actually, me and my mom fell out for a few years because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't talk for a couple years over that. But so I remember like it came to a point where like I'd go over there, and like you know, I'd just go visit my mom or whatever, and it straight up looked like a fucking homeless shelter over there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? Just looking around like, you know, these ninjas with swords and wearing straight dirty rags and shit. And that's when I was like, I can't fuck with it. I can't even go over there no more. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up staging an intervention.
They were just ninjas? You didn't know who they were?
No, just straight junkies. You know what I'm saying? Junkies out the fucking street. Who knows?
Just people at your mom's?
Just marinating. And that's when I went out to handle with my mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So I actually like called my aunt and called my uncle, you know, and we all came over there on surprise for like an intervention, you know, not just for John, but for my mom and stepdad. You know what I'm saying?
They weren't doing no shit.
You figured Roger would have put him out.
No. But my mom, you know, that was her baby. You know what I'm saying? Her oldest, her firstborn. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want to give up on him. You know, and I'm just like, you got to give up on him to help him. You know what I'm saying? Because you're doing nothing.
You're enabling him
like a motherfucker. You know. So you know, I had my aunts and uncles over there and shit. You know what I'm saying? And we're sitting there. And of course, you know, they just felt like they were being attacked. They weren't having it. You know what I'm saying?
Who's they?
My parents. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, just straight up like, you know, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? This is bullshit.
Roger wasn't having it?
No.
They don't want to hear the truth.
And by this time, I don't think he was doing so much heroin no more, but he was heavy drinking. You know what I'm saying? And my parents always had like weed and beer in their house and like, you know, Bacardi and shit. You know what I'm saying? And
the Herbies.
Did they? Of course. But so I'm just like, all right, like before I left, I was like, can we at least do this? Can you guys, this is when I was on the wagon back then, you know what I'm saying? Like I got out of my first rehab or whatever, you know? And I was just like, can we at least do this? Can you not drink in this house for a month? Can you do that? You know, my stepdad, he was like, I'm a grown man, I'll drink when I want to, all this shit, you know? And then, you know, whatever. So we all left on a salty note, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then,
okay, hold on. Let's take a break right there.
All right.
Take a break. Play something and pause right there.
Everybody, PP time.
Everybody take that in. All right? The story continues in a minute.
Juggalo Show. We'll be right back.
Real serious.
It's getting serious.
The time has come for the blood to run in the streets paved with gold. We have lived in the zoo of the ghetto for so long, and like animals we kill each other with a hatred for others. We must move into the suburbs and punish the rich for their ignorance and the horror of death that is a part of our life in our neighborhood. And give only assault. The government front like they don't know what's going on. I'll take the matter in my own hands. Cut you down, can't cut you down. Cause I know the rich go jogging. And I'm waiting in the bushes, axe to the noggin. About 30, 40 times. Psychedelic shit with the psycho rhyme. Let's keep the killing in one place. But I'm at your door, motherfucker, have a taste.
Fucking you up, won't let you pass. Fucking you up, shot you in the ass. Jumped out the alleyway with a motherfucking battle axe. Drunk dead bodies on the motherfucking train. I'm sick of this shit on my TV. They saw psychopaths and I see me. And you're calling me a homeless hobo while I'm laying on my suede couch listening to Mojo. Slap you in the head from a tower, or chase your naked ass clean out the shower. Finally catch it on the block. Take this here gat, shoot you in the cock. Who you fucking with, Governor E? Don't you know I'll hang your dead ass from a tree? Then swing about a foot. Mr. Drummer looking bald-headed punk bitch. Strolled to the banquet party. Drank all they broke, then shot everybody. They set it up wrong. Created the ghetto and thought it wouldn't last long. Thought we'd kill each other off. Didn't think we'd come to the suburbs, jack off. The clown stick his knife in your face. Motherfucker, have a taste.
Candy train, do or die, done. Be done with enough of our solutions, cause there's nothing but a wicked man. How many motherfuckers have I known through the years? Got their necks blown out of cripple living in fear. Now I'ma tell you cause I've been on many scopes, but they miss. Cause I'm John Paul, one division of the iron fist. Raised with the crime, with nothing to eat. So my natural instincts to kill in the streets. But I'm above that, my set took caution. Jump steady, stepping over the government's brainwashing. Take it further, take it further, take it far. Don't let them even judge you cause you know you are. Seems they don't even know about the inner city ground war. Money on the troops in the desert, what the fuck for? Damn, they're stupid, the minds will stick balance. Think I'd rather pay a little extra to the gallon and save a human life or two. And this get a war for the homies that I once knew. You're peeping out the bomb with your closed eyes.
You're peeping out the bottom with your closed eyes, ho.
I got a mind-killing rage, waiting for change. In the folds of my jacket, I cradle my gauge. What you gonna do when I show up at your place? Try north this time, motherfucker, have a taste.
You need a spoonful, in other words, a little taste. So let me feed you the city like at a steady pace. Wake up to gunfire thinking it was a dream, till you hear neighbors holler and a young child scream. Everyday thing, think you can take it. Just wait till you see that cracker at your front door naked, begging for money, acting like he know ya. You slam the door in fear, but someday he'll show ya. Catch you acting point range, you're getting jacked.
Come on with it, bitch.
Now you don't know how to act, but that's life and experience as a mother. Happens every day, one after the other. But the suburb living is high class. To a high class, let the city trade with your ass and show you the rough times. Hungry homeless people committing crime after crime, and bitches plumbing the pipes for dough. Then they run to the rock store to buy some rock snow. And I hear you making fun of that. ICP,
what's up, B?
Get your backs. It's time for you to crack some necks. And if they don't know now, show them what to expect. Cause it doesn't matter the race or the place, capital E, giving the inner city taste.
Yeah, we had it for Birmingham, Grosse Pointe, and Beverly Hills. I thought you knew, cause we in a devilish mood.
Guess who's rolling with the ICP? The black devil coming straight from the deep. I'm headed out to Birmingham, my temperature is burning, man. Looking for the governor to kill him, now I think I can. Violent J, no way, so I'm gonna get ya. If you're standing in my way, I'm getting with ya. The black devil, that devil you don't know. Getting more pussy than Belle Biv DeVoe. Hey man, do you know my name? I'm John with Nodis, not soul and train. So give me mine, cause it ain't about black or white. It ain't about wrong or right. I'm devil's night, I'm on a cross in your fucking face. Now homicide got a new case, so give me a taste.
So give me a taste, so give me a taste, so give me a taste, so give me a taste.
Just a little taste, just a little taste. Just have a little taste, have a little taste. Just a little taste, just a little taste. Just have a little taste, have a little taste. Just a little taste, just a little taste. Just have a little taste, have a little taste. Just a little taste, just a little taste. Just have a little taste, have a little taste. Just a little taste, just a little taste. Just have a little taste, have a little taste. Just a little taste, just a little taste. Just have a little taste.
All right, bladders are emptied.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Juggalo Show.
Yes, sir. So we're just gonna jump right back into it.
Shout out to Kevin Gill hanging patiently. Just wishing something would come up about wrestling.
He's like, why the fuck am I even on this episode?
No, hey.
What are you thinking right now, Kevin Gill?
Wait, let me tell you right now on
You're
the
mad
real.
buzz.
It's good. Sorry.
Okay, let's get Nate on the phone real quick.
Mad buzz, yo.
Before we continue, let's give Nate one more shot.
And don't forget we got Scotty D as well.
And why is he sitting?
Nate, you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you, brother. It's good to hear you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's going on, brother?
Huh?
Doing good. What's going on?
Nothing. Are you listening?
Just barely.
Oh shit. You're not listening to the show?
I am, but I can barely hear it for some reason.
Oh, your internet's not working or something?
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this phone.
Hey, Anthony, can you grab the pictures? Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, let's put the pictures up. Oh, damn, look at Nate.
Looking all handsome.
That's him as
We got pictures of you up on the screen right now, Nate.
Hey, Nate, do you have anything to add to this? Anything you heard?
Just from what you told me and everything that happened, it just, I'm hurting from,
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This,
Yeah, we're kind of like pressed for time a little bit.
Yeah.
What else? What other pictures you got? What other pictures we got of Nate?
We're bringing another one
That's
up right
not
now.
Nate.
That's us.
You gotta pull it up.
That's a very groupie picture of Nate.
Yeah, that's Nate that we remember.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That guy.
He came to the gathering, what was it, 3 years ago? 2 years? No,
2 years ago.
It was the year before we left Nelson Ledges, I think.
No,
Or was it the
was
year-
just recently.
It was maybe the one before, or my neck was fucked up at that one. So
Your neck's fucked up at all.
no, my neck is 100% now, guy.
Oh, okay, your
got a
back and
couple-
neck, my back and my neck.
I ain't heard that one before.
All right, go ahead, continue with you.
All right.
So anyhow,
Hold on. So we don't have Nate? I'm just...
No, we
No.
don't.
Oh, okay. Can
Uh,
you, can you just
TDs,
scroll through a
technical
couple more
difficulties.
photos? I just want
whose
to...
hand is that on his shoulder? That's what I'm wondering.
Mine was on his butt.
I guess the photo gallery is a little
There
slow.
was one photo that just was classic Nate, man. How I remember him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, obviously, we're having trouble even showing fucking photos, so just leave it alone.
We just gotta pick them between, we don't want to show you guys the screen while we're
That's the one.
scrolling through.
Nate the Mac.
I like the pile of sticks behind him.
Right?
I don't know why. They just really
All right,
set
let's
his outfit
go.
off.
So
where'd I leave off?
you left off where
With Roger.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
So after that, that's when I really fell out with my mom. You know,
with
what
the
I'm saying?
intervention.
You just kind of quit going over there?
Yeah, wasn't talking on the phone. I wasn't going over there. Nothing. Homeless people hanging out. They didn't want to fucking hear shit. You know what I'm saying? And then then all of a sudden.
Now your folks wasn't involved in the drugs or anything.
No,
right?
I mean there always been weed heads.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
drank,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But they never went off and none of
But
that
they were
shit,
just
you know what I'm
letting
saying?
people just do whatever.
Yeah, just I guess you know what
What's
I'm
the
saying.
deal with that? Why were they letting that shit go down?
That's what always bewildered me. That's why I just stepped out of that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, this is bullshit. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I quit giving my mom money for bills and shit. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't talking to her no more. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going over there. You know,
so when you went over there, you and your Uncle Ed and everybody went over there?
Yeah,
for the
my Aunt
intervention?
Jane, yeah.
They were all on your side.
Yeah.
They all knew.
But it was weird though because slowly they didn't turn against me, but they were all of a sudden getting neutral about it. You know what I'm saying? Which really made me feel like a fucking asshole. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when we left, it was just everybody in that house was salty. You know what I'm saying? That lived there. You know. So anyhow, so a couple of years passed, I guess. Well, it couldn't have been a couple of years. It had to have been shorter than that because I don't believe I ever remember Christmas where I didn't see my mom.
And John Road and John were just hella tight at this time.
Hella tight. You know what I'm saying? Hella tight. Like, fucking hella tight. Like before, I realized they were deep off into heroin. They'd show up at my house at 6 a.m, wanting to wash my windows for cash.
Are you for real?
Straight up. And I was just like, I didn't know they were doing heroin or nothing, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I guess, go ahead and do
You
it.
never told me that.
I could have sworn, man.
Joe needed his
that shit
windows
tripped me
washed.
out. But you know what I'm saying? I was just like, oh,
They showed up at 6 in the morning looking to wash your windows.
Yes, that's what they did. They were washing windows for fucking cash in hand.
Oh,
you know
remember John used to do that.
Yeah, John Road had like some little shitty like Dotson or some
Hazel
shit.
Park or whatever that window washer made.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
He was supposed to start his own company.
I guess he did for heroin.
There,
you
yeah.
know?
So where does John? They live at your mom's house. Where does John Road live?
I have no idea. No idea whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? I never got into his business, so no clue. But so like, I don't know. It was a little bit later after that, and all of a sudden, my mom called me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it was an emergency, so I took it, and she was like, "Your brother's in the hospital," and I'm like, "Well, what for?" I figured, you know, maybe an overdose, something. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And it turns out they found him in the right in front of her house, in the middle of the street. Just in a pool of blood, you know what I'm saying? His head busted open, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, you know? And to this day, nobody knows what happened, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he had forgot what happened or if he just didn't want to talk about it or just refused to talk about it because maybe repercussions afterwards or what might have happened, you know what I'm saying? But something happened. My speculation is that it was a bad drug deal and they just fucking beat the living shit out of him and just rolled them out the cars they were driving. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody that knew him?
That he fucked for money for drugs or something. That, like I said, that's my speculation. Nobody knows for sure, but that's my speculation.
And John never said nothing?
Never said. I asked him a million times. He would just be like, I don't know. I ain't talking about that shit. I don't know. I don't remember. You know what I'm saying? So basically what they had to do, he was in the hospital for like the longest fucking time. Like they had to take off like a quarter of his skull on top, you know what I'm saying? Because he had swelling and like blood clots in his brain and all that shit.
I remember this.
So they had to like, you know what I'm saying, take off his fucking skull to relieve all that, and he had this like soft like brown helmet on for like the longest time, and then they had him.
How long?
Like a year. And he was living in a nursing home at that point. They had to put him in a nursing home, you know what I'm saying, because of his injuries and all that, you know what I'm saying? And that's when he started getting like seizures really bad all the time, you know, from all the brain injury and all that, you know.
This is John Kickjazz.
Yeah, so you know it was really bad time, you know what I'm saying, real bad times. Like he went downhill, you know. And so then finally he got out the nursing home, and he went back to the hospital, and somehow fucking they had his skull on ice that whole time and put his actual skull back on instead of like a metal plate. Crazy shit,
Whoa.
you know what I'm saying?
After his skull stopped swelling up?
Yeah, after it all went down.
I mean, his brain?
After it all went down, you know what I'm saying, all that shit, you know what I'm saying, they reconnected his skull and sewed him up, and, you know, he straight up looked like Frankenstein, you know what I'm saying, the scars and shit. I mean, you've seen him at my wedding and shit, you know, just all scarred up all over his fucking head. I don't know if you guys seen it after that shit.
I did, yeah.
But, yeah, it looked crazy, you know what I'm saying? And, like, even, I know when he was in that nursing home and all that shit, like, you know, he couldn't drink and do drugs because he was on a lockdown nursing home facility, you know what I'm saying? So, but you know, anybody with like traumatic brain
when
injury.
did we hire him?
That was before that happened.
Okay,
because we had hired him. Actually, I had talked to Alex and we got him into a rehab in upstate New York. You know what I'm saying? This was before I knew he was doing heroin. That's why I just thought it was drinking real heavy. You know what I'm saying? Which it was, you know. But whatever. He got out in the day after he started drinking again. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But then, now I'm not sure when we hired him if he was doing heroin then or just drinking, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, I mean, he'd be in the warehouse and like there'd be like vodka bottles. Yeah, I was like, let's get him a job. I was like, I'll get you a job. We're gonna turn you, you know, help you out, get you on your feet. I mean, I tried so many times to help him out. You know? I loved him. He's my brother.
I was down to help
you know?
him at this time. You know what I'm saying? Because I was down to help him out, and you know, I was hearing things from Joey and everything, and I was like. You know, we were doing really good, and it was like, maybe we can maybe it's time.
Get him back on his feet, you know?
Get him on his feet, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, fuck this kid,
Right, get him a job, and
let's
if it
get
does
it,
good,
let's
I'll
hire
get him an
him.
apartment, you know what I'm saying?
It's been a minute, too.
And get him going,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
So then, you know, he kept falling asleep in the back in the warehouse.
First, we had him come to the gathering.
Yeah, the gathering in Peoria, the third gathering.
The third gathering.
Now, this is way before all that shit, you know, the drugs and all that, you know what I'm saying? As far as I know, I'm sure he was doing something, who knows, but he was heavy drinking then, but, and, yeah, it was a surprise seminar,
We had a surprise seminar.
Yep,
We didn't. We just
remember
said it was a
clearly.
surprise. Nobody knew what it was.
And it was me and him. We went out there, you know what I'm saying? I introduced him, you know what I'm saying? We were answering questions and shit. And
People were tripping out like, damn, that's John Kick.
And I was super surprised he agreed to do it, you know what I'm saying?
I remember
was like,
that.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, you know, I was like,
I remember you
telling
Rob, man, he's never going to do it, man.
Right.
He's never fucking going to do it.
And he did it. And
right.
I was like, wow.
Right.
Rob was ready to go out there.
But but basically the whole time, you know, it was questions being asked, but like he was just being quiet, you know, he's real uncomfortable, you know, especially in front of the crowd.
He was tripping.
Yeah, he was tripping, out of place.
He had people
you know.
snapping pictures and shit. He was just
so
like,
basically I was doing all the talking and shit, you know what I'm saying? That night I hung out with him in the lobby, you know what I'm saying? You know, it was a big like party in the lobby and everything, you know, we were just like, you know, chilling, drinking and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Then he went home the next day, you know what I'm saying?
But he was like tripping, you know. Everybody was snapping pictures, wanting his autograph left and right. You know, he was just.
It was a lot to take in.
Overwhelmed,
what was he
whatever.
saying that night in the lobby? What was he saying?
He was just like, "This is crazy. You guys have come like this far." You know.
So
what I'm saying?
you guys were talking about it.
A little bit, you know what I'm saying? But you know, it was like drunken talk a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like full on conversations about it. He just like had brought it up, like, "Wow, this is crazy." You know what I'm saying? Like it's like this. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it's been like this for a while, man, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, he changed the subject, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't get like a steady conversation going about, you know, what he was feeling about it the whole time. I couldn't get none of that out of him. Never could. To this day, couldn't. You know what I'm saying?
So even that day at the gathering,
couldn't crack him. You know what I'm saying? I could not crack him. You know what I'm saying?
But he was just
and
like,
I actually tried. You know what I'm saying?
He was giving it up, though?
Yeah, he was giving it up. Yeah, he was giving it up. But he didn't say he regretted it. He didn't say why he dropped out. He didn't say none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And actually, I think he agreed to do it because that's when I went over to his house a couple times and, you know, was like just hanging with him and his boy, like DJing and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's why he did it because like we were actually like a little bit close at that time. You know
but
what I'm saying?
But this is before the heroin.
Right, exactly. This is before the heroin. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to chill there for a couple days. Right. You know what I'm saying? He would have got sick and had to go home or, you know, dope sick or whatever they call it. And so anyhow, he got the group home, you know what I'm saying, and or not the group home, the nursing home, and he started living with my mom again, you know what I'm saying.
Now we're back to after he got beat up.
Right, this is back after he got beat up.
Got his skull
finally got his skull put back on. He was living back at my mom's house, and so I was talking to my mom again, all that shit, you know. And by this time, my mom was actually like getting fed up with his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking care of this full-grown fucking man. Because, you know, then he started drinking again a lot, you know, with this fucking brain shit going on. You know what I'm saying?
Close to
you know what I'm saying? You know, just straight, like, pop-off cheap-ass vodka because he was broke. You know, he had ran tabs up at all the fucking liquor stores around the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
What? You can do a such thing?
If you're in there that much, you know what I'm saying? The local neighborhood liquor store.
Yeah, they'll give you credit.
You can run a tab at a liquor store?
We had credit. The flannel tucked in.
But so you know what I'm saying, finally my mom had it, you know what I'm saying. I talked to her and she was like, I can't take it no more. Send him to the Salvation Army, you know what I'm saying. So that way, you know,
damn.
So he had to live.
Send him to the Salvation Army.
Well, they give you a job. It's not like, you know, like the crackhead section where, you know, you sleep overnight. It's not like the homeless shelter part of it. It's like where they actually like take you and you work during the day.
They give you like a trade. They'll teach you or try to teach you.
When you come back, you got to blow. You can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
So he just had nowhere to go, no friend to turn to, and he was just like going because he had nowhere else to go.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, I'm sure he didn't go like just okay, cool, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it wasn't like that. So whatever. So
he was put there like a box.
But so he was doing good there for a while, you know what I'm saying? Then I guess one day he came back from work and he registered on the breathalyzer machine, you know what I'm saying? So they kicked him out. So my mom wouldn't take him back, you know what I'm saying? So and I wasn't gonna take him, you know what I'm saying? Because like I'm just like, what the fuck, man, you know? So I don't know where he went at that time, but probably like a couple months later, my other brother called me and he was just like, yo, we got to do something about John. I'm like, why? What's up? You know what I'm saying?
Where's John Road?
At this point, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. John Road and him weren't hanging at that time no more. I don't
really?
think. Yeah. Because he was like,
I think he got deep into it, John.
Yeah, John Road got mega deep into it.
I seen John Road a couple times, and he was so fucked up he didn't even know who I was.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
serious?
I was working in Birmingham, building a building, and he walked out of Rite Aid. I think he was stealing something, and I was literally like closer than we are, and I seen him come out, and I was like, "Hey, what up?" And he's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he just kept walking real
I
fast.
thought you were security.
Yeah, and I was like, "Damn!" Like you know what I mean? Like he just looked
Right,
right
he's
through
known
me.
you forever,
Yeah,
you know.
and it's
Fuck.
like, I was like, "What's up?" And he just like, "Hey, man," and just like walked like super fast, shuffle, got in the car and took off. He must have caught, got something
Yeah.
and tried
So
to
they
get the
got
fuck out of there.
beef with each other or something?
No, I don't think they had beef. You know what I'm saying? It's just that John was at the Salvation Army and
he was in a nursing home and
nursing
everything.
home
yeah.
and all that. And John Rowe was just on the super self-destructive path. You know what I'm saying? Like shooting it up and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know around what time it was, but bless his soul and rest in peace. But he ended up overdosing and dying. John Rowe did from heroin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know what year that was. I don't know if you know what I'm saying.
Do you guys know what year it was?
I just remember
Everybody kind of lost track of him. Yeah, I just heard it too through my other brother actually.
I'd say maybe 4 years ago or something.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was actually
I remember telling
this
my
is
son
more
about
after the
it.
fact.
Like, damn, my one of my boys just OD'd. I heard about that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there goes John Road, man.
Yeah. Lost to the fucking drug game.
Probably
You know what I'm saying?
2011, 2010.
Yeah, I'm not
that.
sure. Somewhere in there.
Yeah, something like that.
But so my brother calls me. He's like, "Yo, we got to do something about John." I'm like, "Why? What's up?" He's like, "He's just living in this vacant house. I guess he knew the guy, and the guy moved out and said he could just like kind of squat there or whatever. You know what I'm saying?" And basically he's starving to death. You know what I'm saying?
Now this is your younger brother that called
And told me about this. Yeah.
your brother would
My brother Mike.
Your brother Mike, who raps.
Yeah.
In as
Trey
what?
Pound.
Trey Pound.
Yeah. Right. And so I get the address and I go over there. The whole house is vacant. You know what I'm saying? And I go into this back room, like his back bedroom. And he's just like this shitty old cot laid out, and he's just like just skin and bones just laying there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, what the fuck, man? He's just like, he couldn't even really talk. He was out of it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't drinking. He wasn't taking drugs. He was just like about to starve to death, basically. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? I picked him up. You know what I'm saying? Got him out to the car. I was like, okay, you come stay at my house. I'm gonna get you back to health and get you back in the Salvation Army. You know what I'm saying? So
when was this?
Fuck, this was God, I'm so bad with like years and dates. This must have been around 2000 and like 2008 or 9, something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I had him at my crib. You know what I'm saying? I had an extra bedroom in the back. I was just giving him like SpaghettiOs and shit, just so his stomach would handle soft shit. And finally started eating normal shit and all that. And he was never himself again because of the head shit. You know what I'm saying? But he was, he was back in decent health and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, we had to go out of town for a couple days for something. You know what I'm saying? And my brother Mike was staying there, and I was just like, yo, keep an eye on him. You know what I'm saying? Don't let him leave the house. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's got to go back to Salvation Army. You know what I'm saying?
You got to build him back up. Yeah.
Don't let him what?
Don't let him out the house or nothing. Don't unless you're with him and you're like taking him to get.
So he wasn't drinking or.
No, 100% no. You know what I'm saying? Matter like when I first got him there, like he'd be trying to take a pee and he was so malnourished that like he like black out and like he busted a couple holes in my like bathroom walls with his head.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? That's in what bad shape he was. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
So whatever, we got him back on his feet. You know what I'm saying? And like before he was gonna go back to Salvation Army, we had to go out of town for a couple days. So like I'm just like I know how the game goes. As far as like like fiending for shit and all that. So like I like put like this little like a pillow feather in the top of my door to my bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Just to see if anybody opened the door. You know what I'm saying? So so I got back after that, and I looked, and the feather was gone. I found it like halfway across my room. But there was like nothing in my room. I didn't keep money in there or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like looking around. I'm okay. There's nothing gone. Okay, I don't know. Maybe he was just rummaging through my shit looking for something to sell or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But there was nothing for him to take or anything. You know what I'm saying? So so my brother went to drop him back up the Salvation Army, and when he got there, when he's checking in, he fucking blew numbers. So
for what, drinking?
Yeah. So my guess is what he did was just go like around the house and everything and scrounge up enough change to get like, I don't know, like a pint of like pop off or something, or 5 o'clock, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Some empty bottles.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Then I was just like, you know what? I'm through. I can't do it, you know what I'm saying? So so then my brother took him in for like a while or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Kept him straight. And then he actually got back into the Salvation Army. And then what happened was he had to constantly take seizure medication because of his brain injuries. You know what I'm saying? He'd have seizures like once a night if you don't take it, at least once a night, like violent ones, you know? So I guess what happened one night was he was in the Salvation Army and he had like a super ruthless seizure, fell out the bed and fucking hit his head on those hard ass fucking floors there, you know what I'm saying? And he was in the hospital for like a month or something, and when he came to and all that, he couldn't walk. You know what I'm saying? So he hit, like, you know, fucked his already fucked up brain, you know what I'm saying? So then he was in a wheelchair after that, you know? And so then
did you guys ever see him? You never saw him nowhere.
And like right around that time, right before like that, he went in the Salvation Army that time, my mom had passed, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, she wasn't about to take care of him no more, obviously, you know? And she wasn't good anyhow, you know. She was like, she couldn't take it no more, you know. Rightfully so. No, he wasn't with it neither, you know what I'm saying. The only reason why I think he was with it because my mom was so with it, you know.
Right.
But so at that time, he ended up going it wasn't another nursery home. Yeah, he went to another nursery home after that, a nursing home, and yeah, because he was in that wheelchair or whatever, you know.
He went to a nursing home.
Another nursing home, yeah, in Hamtramck. Like this really shitty one, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't as bad as the first one he was in, but you know, it was a real shitty one. But I go up there, like, you know, every once in a while with my other brother, and we visit him and shit, you know what I'm saying? Bring him cigarettes and stuff, you know.
What was he like?
Salty. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of salty at everything, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he was like, you know, he would talk about normal shit and like crack jokes here and there, but, you know, he was very salty at the world. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the crazy part...
I want to know what he was like, man.
I just told you he was you know what I'm saying, he was bitter. He was a bitter guy.
What would you guys talk about?
We would just reminisce about stuff, you know what I'm saying, just about like, you know,
like what stuff?
Like, God, I don't know. You put me on the spot. It's just like casual conversation.
Asking what you're doing.
Yeah, like what's going on, you know what I'm saying? How's it been here, you know? Yeah, you know, just catching up a little bit. Of course, he never had nothing to say, you know what I'm saying, because he's stuck in a fucking nursing home, you know what I'm saying? But he was just salty and bitter, you know what I'm saying? We'd like try to take him to the movies, you know, and you know, whatever. No, I'm straight. You know, all that shit. You know, and so finally he had got out of there. My uncle had found him a place in Highland Park. This, I guess, the government was paying for it. You know what I'm saying? Like on disability or whatever the fuck he was. Social Security. Yeah.
Highland Park is a real fucked up neighborhood.
Yeah, Highland Park's fucked. It's like the worst fucking area ever. But so like he was up in there for like a couple years, I guess. But like when he was up in there, he had more freedom. He could like fucking roll out, and it was basically the apartment was full of like fucking like crackheads, you know, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? All that shit, you know. So like, and like my uncle, you know, was his caretaker, you know. So like he would go and like,
Uncle Ed?
Yeah, you like drop him off a little bit of food. Like I bought him like a phone once, of course, it disappeared. You know, he of course probably sold it. You know what I'm saying? You know, so like he was always, every time you give him something like any bit, least bit nice, you know, it just end up missing, stolen, or he sold it for whatever the fuck, you know. By that time, you know, because he was regularly having seizures, then my uncle would go to the hospital and they'd report cocaine in his system. And my uncle's thinking he's snorting cocaine. I'm like, come on, guy. You know what I'm saying? Let's get real. He don't have money for fucking coke. It's fucking crack. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line, you know.
So he was just using anything now.
Yeah, basically, I think whatever he can get his hands on. You know what I'm saying? But I think drink was his main thing. But like, you know,
because that's the easiest to get.
Right, exactly. You know, but if you get his hand on some rock, I'm pretty sure he'd smoke it. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually it got so bad over there, I guess like bed bugs overran and shit. Nobody wanted to go over. Like my uncle would go over there, like, and he would like put on like his going to John's house clothes and take them off and keep them in his garage. You know, that bad. You know what I'm saying? And I never went over there because by this time, like, he pushed me away. You know, he didn't want shit to do with me because like I'd always be like, "Yo, what's up?" And the really sad part about it is, if he would have, like, he was able to walk again. He wasn't stuck for life in the wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? And my uncle had set it up for a physical therapist through the government to come work with them. But he would get drunk in the morning and fucking pass out and never would answer the door when they come. So that was shot. You know what I'm saying? So basically he was just giving up. You know what I'm saying? Giving up. Then eventually he got thrown out of there because he had so much traffic coming in and out. Like he'd have like homeless people coming and staying in his apartment and shit. You know what I'm saying? Which I guess is a big fucking no thing for there. You know? And they put him in a group home.
Now wait a minute, man. What the fuck? What was he living at?
What do you mean? What was he living at?
Like what?
It was a government apartment.
I don't know.
What is that?
I never.
Like the
the
government pays for the apartment,
right?
But it's just it's an apartment.
It's just like for derelicts kind of.
When people have disabilities, they'll form these homes.
Yeah.
And they just take your disability check straight
right,
from
exactly.
you and kick you out a little bit of money. It's basically.
Well, no, my uncle had power of attorney, so my uncle was paying for it. And
paying with the government.
Right, with the government, with his Social
how
Security checks, right? And he'd like give him like $20 here and there to get food, but of course he just buy vodka with it and whatever, you know what I'm saying? But so eventually he got kicked out of there, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I really, really like lost track, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I knew where he was at, but like I ain't talked to him for a couple years, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, he was pushing everybody away that tried helping him, you know what I'm saying? And because he didn't want help, you know? And so then he ended up going into a group home, from what I heard from my uncle. Got kicked out of that one. I'm not sure what for, you know what I'm saying? Then he went to a second group home, and he was living there for a couple weeks. And that's kind of where...
this is now?
Yeah, this is up to date now. You know what I'm saying? And so, what was it? Not this past Friday, but the Friday before. Yeah.
He's just in another
group home.
What is a group home?
That's it's just where like they take pretty much
thing.
No, that's same thing, but more derelicts.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like more like street people and shit like that.
But
you know
their
what I'm
income
saying?
is based on that disability.
Right.
They
As long as they got the Social Security disability, homeless or not, you know what I'm saying? They'll
Is
put
it
you in there.
Dangerous in these
They'll
places?
put
yeah.
of
No
course.
doubt,
So
yeah.
they take anybody. There's
Yeah.
no background check.
Right. If
long as
you're
you got
on the
as long
streets
as you
and
got
you
a
got
Social Security
any
check,
kind of
give 'em.
disability or whatever, they'll take you in.
As long as you
But
can give them
they do have rules in there. You're not allowed to
Right.
have drugs or drink in there or nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's why he got kicked out of that first one, I believe, is because he was drunk up in there. You know what I'm saying? So then he got put in the second one, and then I talked to my uncle and he said, he was like, I just straight up stopped calling you because he was having like a seizure a week and being in the hospital, because he wasn't taking a seizure medication,
Right.
So a week.
Why wasn't he taking it?
Because
He's probably getting
just
drunk
stubborn
and high
knucklehead.
all the time.
They had
You're
people
not
to
thinking about
distribute the pills there. So they had like a med call, you know what I'm saying? He just wouldn't take his shit, you know what I'm saying? But why? Nobody knows, you know what I'm saying? So a week from last Friday, they found him in the morning. He had passed, you know what I'm saying? And they called my uncle because he was his caretaker, you know what I'm saying? And they're not exactly sure what it was yet. The autopsy's supposed to be coming in like within next 3 months. And my uncle went and cleaned all his shit out, the next day or whatever, and he had told me that, he found one of big ass liter bottles of pop off vodka, you know what I'm saying, the cheap shit. And he felt bad. He was like, yeah, like the week before, or just like the Tuesday before, like a few days before he had died, that he went there and he bought him a bunch of frozen dinners, you know what I'm saying, like a thing of tobacco or whatever, because he rolled his own cigarettes. And he gave him $20, you know what I'm saying, just for, because it's his money, you know what I'm saying, so he can't deny him all his shit, you know what I'm saying. And so when he found that when he was cleaning his room out, so I mean it's basically speculation on my part, 100% of why he died, you know what I'm saying. I think it had something to do with not taking his medication and drinking on top of not taking his medication, you know what I'm saying. But they found him in his bed, so it's not like it was some struggle or some fight. There's no blood, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying. Then
and everybody in the like your family members were just basically they knew it was coming.
We all knew it was coming. All of us knew it was coming. It was just a matter of when. But you know what I'm saying? It still was. I'm not gonna say a shock, but like it came out of left field kind of for us. You know what I'm saying? Because my uncle called me. He was like, I don't know how to tell you this, but John, they found him dead this morning in his bed, And I was just like, my jaw dropped, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, what? You know what I'm saying? Even though I ain't talked to him for 2 years, you know what I'm saying? Still, though, you know, I was just like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It was fucking nuts, you know? I just at a loss for words. It fucked me up a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
When you called me, it did the same thing. It like, you know, it was like I said, in so many ways that feels like yesterday, that part of my life.
Yeah. And you know, when we did the funeral last Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I made those poster boards up with all the pictures I could find of him and shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I only went up to a certain point on those pictures, because I didn't want, you know, people seeing him in the wheelchair with his head all fucked. I want everybody to remember him for the shit when he was the shit.
Even that picture in the middle, though, he looked fucked up in, man.
Yeah, there was one or two in there that I had to feel, you know what I'm saying, where he wasn't like in a wheelchair or nothing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, all the pictures, like, pretty much, you know, everybody's got a beer in their hand.
Yeah,
stuff, you know what I'm saying?
You're not a GQ model. You're not, everything ain't perfect.
Right, exactly. You know, everybody, you know, the pictures on vacation or Christmas, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Beer, a cigarette in the hand or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I didn't want to put, like, you know, near the last, you know, few years or 10 years,
At your
actually.
worst.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, I got one in my house of, like, from, like Christmas, like, a few years back at my cousin's house with, like, me and my two brothers and my stepdad chilling, and I was gonna put that up on there, but you know, he's like just in his wheelchair with his, you know, head all, you know what I'm saying, just looking like, just not looking good.
That's not how you want to remember.
Exactly. So I wanted everybody to, you know, remember
That's not
him
how any of us want
when he was the
remember.
shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he was
man,
the fucking
come on,
shit,
man.
man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
At one point,
I was schooling chicks left and right, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Fuck,
Because I
man.
remember the time when, like, we used to hang out in your room all the time up in the attic
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it'd be like me, you know, us and John just playing video games, Atari 2600, Super Nintendo, whatever, or Nintendo,
Alter
Super
Beast.
Mario Brothers.
Super
Alter
Mario
Beast.
Brothers.
Rise from the grave.
Yeah, and then always like spinning, like cutting on the
Yeah,
fucking,
always on the fucking records. no
always like, you know, playing new music all the time. Like that was a big pastime. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I remember him. You know what I'm saying?
It's just fucking terrible that, you know, the day we started the group, you know, and the two guys that left passed away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
And it's like,
Not greasy.
No.
He's still with us.
he was never there in our childhood.
Yeah, he didn't.
Right,
we didn't grow up
right.
with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not, it feels like so many different things. It feels like, you know, like, I don't know, man, like,
you know, and like as far as like, you know, all like my family members coming up to me and stuff at his funeral, you know, everybody's just kind of like, you know, sorry for the loss, you know, but you know, now he's not in, you know, he's not in pain no more. He's not suffering. He's not, which is true. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm thinking.
Which is
like,
the, which is
talking,
the
I'm
good
thinking
bright side
every,
about it. You know,
every year had to just suck.
Right. I mean, that's the biggest bright side to look at about it. That he's not fucked up no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He ain't fucked up no more. He's not struggling every day to fucking get drunk and live in these fucking shitholes and have to deal with fucking grimy ass bullshit. You know what
got
I'm
to
saying?
think some of that subconsciously in the back of your head when you're living that destructive lifestyle.
Oh, no
that
doubt,
you almost
man. In a situation
you want to get to that point.
Right. That's my theory too. Is he kind of gave up as well? You know what I'm saying?
Nothing to look forward to.
Right.
You know?
But that's why, you know, now whenever, because like, you know, I've been salty at him for a long time because him putting himself through that and not accepting help. You know what I'm saying? But like now that he's gone, it's like I don't remember those times now. I just remember when he was fucking awesome. You know what I'm saying?
When we went to his memorial, right? You know, that's where we reconnected with Noel and John.
We had seen these guys for fucking
and we were all
God
talking.
knows how long.
And it was like
yesterday.
It was like actually a good energy in there.
Yeah, it was.
It was weird, you know,
It brought everybody back together again.
Because we weren't talking about like what we're talking about on the show today.
We're talking about all the good times.
His decline. We were talking about
how fresh it was.
How fresh it was, like when we were kids and all the stuff we used to do, like when we used to play the Bloods and Crips game, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, all these games and all these different things we were into.
Yeah, Assassins,
you know
all
what I'm
that
saying?
role playing.
Freshness point.
Yeah.
Like,
Freshness point.
Freshness point.
That's
Freshness
right.
point.
You used to kill it.
Right. The fucking spewing game.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
The craziest thing is so much of our childhood, like our lingo and our fucking things, have become juggalos.
Juggalos.
Ninjas, Ned.
Yes.
You know, like, I can't believe Freshness points haven't transferred over.
It's about to.
And that's
Like,
why
it is. Like I think it is.
And you know what's
blowing
dope?
that
You know what's
shit
dope? You know what's dope as fuck as me? Like when I was hollering at John at the memorial, it's like we were talking. He was like, "Oh, remember that one ninja?" And I'm just like, "Fuck yeah!" You know what I'm saying?
Like,
because he never loses.
Ninja is like a juggalo
Nedden, you know, Nedden is
Nedden.
like
These
fucking nationwide now. You know,
these are like worldwide.
a neighborhood
juggalo
thing
words,
is like
you know?
big. You know, Nedden. Who the fuck knew what a Nedden was?
A Freshness point for juggalos is like anytime somebody does something fresh, they can earn a freshness point or a staleness point.
It's not as deep as we used to take
Hey,
it.
but you could get more than one freshness point. If
Oh,
it was
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Like
you
okay,
get a
like
couple freshness
let's say you're in the car, right? You're in
You
the
had to
Jeep,
barter
like
it.
we're in the Jeep, right? And you pull up behind a garbage truck. You jump out of the car and all of a sudden you jump into the back of the garbage truck and start hammer sliding.
That's a
And then
freshness.
jump out of the
would be
garbage
two.
truck and back in your car. You earn a freshness
just
point.
got it,
You know what I
yo.
mean?
And freshness point aren't a light thing to give out.
No, either a staleness point.
Right, exactly.
It's very
you gotta
heavy.
do something very, very
like when you
fucking
say,
stale,
man,
very
you
fresh.
Like
you
an
get
argument.
a stale point.
Yeah, you
That's
get a
serious.
staleness
Right.
point for that, man.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
You can get weak points, you can get lame points, but if you get a
Baby
staleness, baby point,
Baby points. If you're
if you get
crying
a
about
stale,
something.
if you get a stale point, you know what I'm saying? That's like, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
You know, you
That's
get,
the
you
worst
know,
thing
you're
to
arguing with somebody, they fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like they fucking, you know, like, you know, let's say you had some food with your name on it in the fridge, and you're looking forward to it all day, and you come home and your boy ate it, you know? You get a staleness point for that, man. I had my name on that shit.
What up?
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what a staleness point is. And a freshness point is if you bought somebody food, man.
Right,
You come
right.
home and your boy bought you a fucking half a pizza, you know?
Right. I'm
You
just
get
thinking
a
of shit
freshness
like,
point for that,
you know,
homie.
I'm just thinking of shit like, you know, the spewing game back in the day, like Muda spews, like fucking you used to be the master of it, like just be milk, all of a sudden you'd be chilling, spew it, you'd be like, fuck, man.
You know what? Later in my life,
then-
I got spewed by Muda. For real.
Yo, but the freshest
I
thing
swear
was,
to God, man.
the freshest thing was, you came over one day, and I remember fucking John was chilling, waiting for like 15 minutes with fucking cooking oil in his mouth.
Crisco.
Liquid cooking oil in his mouth, just waiting for this boy.
Oh.
And as soon as he came, he opened the door, he was like,
Oh.
spewed me cooking oil.
Terrible.
He was like, yo, man, I give up. You got me.
You get spewed with some motherfucking vegetable oil. You got schooled, man.
He was holding his mouth for like 15.
I've been wanting to tell this story about Noel. Coming up with Noel, you know, we used to hang out with Noel during lunchtime all the time, like in school and after school. Like we hung out with Noel, we hung out with you like so fucking tight for mad years. And one of the main things I remember was during lunchtime we'd come over, and this is how like I don't know, intelligent or whatever you want to call it, like criminal minded or hustling this guy is. He would sell his mom's food in his cupboards to us for a greatly reduced price.
Greatly reduced.
And
He actually had menus fucking handwritten out.
And of course, because Noah lived in one of those houses that always had food in it.
always had food, and the menu would
We used to
say,
go to the people on downstairs and get their
the menu would say,
cheese slices.
man, we would
got like
run
that.
to his house.
Otis would be
at
cooking up the
lunchtime.
fucking.
I'd like to
potato
add that I
snacks.
cooked as well.
Right, he did do a little
There
bit.
was also a service.
Right.
So,
But for like $1 or $2, you could eat so fat.
Ravioli, he would cook it. You know what I'm saying? And then there was lesser things for like a dime, like a Twinkie. You know what I'm saying? He always had Hostess snacks, all that good shit, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, all at his mom's expense. She's like,
The only thing is,
Thanks,
you
Mom.
had to deal with Hillary when she came home.
I remember Noah used
Angry Hillary.
Noah used to sneak his mom's car out, you know, at night and
Uh-huh.
pick us up. Man, we were
going to
fucking
I remember that.
We
I
were
remember
fucking
that.
driving through Pontiac.
Oh my
and we
God!
We
It was a
slid in
blizzard
the snow.
snowstorm.
We slid so hard on the freeway.
hit a medium.
And we hit the wall. Boom!
Hit the medium.
And we were all
Bam!
just silent
We
in
were
the car.
like silent for like
We were like,
good 30,
we were
45
like,
seconds.
we were like,
no one
no,
knew.
we were like,
And
no,
then
it's
we were like,
fucked. No,
we were like,
fucked.
Noel's fucked. And we were like, if there's a God, when we get home,
That's so
the
vivid.
car will be straight.
Did nobody get out and look till we got home?
that was
Nobody
it,
looked.
too.
We got all the way home. looked and the car was perfect.
Yo, straight up, we hit that fucking concrete medium doing at least 30, 35. We were driving slow because it was a blizzard.
It was a blizzard
but
out,
still,
yeah.
30, 35.
Right.
Hitting a fucking medium.
Right. On Telegraph, right? We were
Yeah, it was on Telegraph.
No one was fucking crazy as a kid, man.
Yeah.
You were brave as fuck, man.
Right. We used to push the shit out of that
how
car.
many people would be in that Thunderbird, though?
Fuck, deep.
A 5-seater, about
Then
8.
somebody would fart, everybody get to sock you twice.
Right? Remember that?
I remember when Gerald used to yell at you, man. He used to fucking have that accent.
No!
That English.
Scottish accent.
Yeah.
The bloody
That- yeah,
fifth.
Get away, Miss Nancy boy!
Yeah. He had that
Oh, for
Ireland
fuck's
accent.
sakes.
It was so funny. No!
Get your ass in the kitchen now!
You know what he used to say? God, he used to say something about Joe all the time, man.
Then when Gerald came home,
Knucklehead. He used to call Joe Knucklehead. that Knucklehead Joe I hit out there?
we used to have to go. Remember that back room? Was it like a fourth
like
bedroom?
a little library
Garage,
thing?
And-
yeah.
but the
The
garage
secret
was
back
attached
room,
to it.
yeah.
So when Gerald came home, we'd all have to bounce out of there.
He run it out
And
One
hop
around
that
there,
wall.
Yeah.
On the 9
on
mile.
the 9 mile in the apartments.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah,
shit,
man. But
Wow.
that Jeep played a pivotal role in my life, man.
Yeah.
The times in that Jeep, man.
And couldn't nobody drive it but John. He was the only one allowed to drive the Jeep.
Right. He drove everybody everywhere. That's what Nate was saying on the phone. He was like, John would drive you anywhere.
How many
you
miles
wanted
run
to
a Jeep?
go.
Like a million?
Who
much
even
driving
knows,
as it did.
man?
That Jeep, man.
It had a welded-on ram plate on the front.
I think I had 200,000 when we got it.
Right.
We were fresh in that Jeep, though. It wasn't
Yeah.
a bucket.
Hell
It
That
was
Jeep
like
was
we
fine.
were fresh.
We
in
had
that
all the best
motherfucker.
stolen stereo components you could get.
Right. Somehow, like, my parents were so, like, ignorant to the fact we put stolen sound system in their car, and they were cool with it.
Because Roger was bumping.
You didn't notice the bumps.
I remember when we were out stealing car stereos, and we had split up. We were like, we'll
Oh,
meet
that was
back.
that big haul. I was the
We'll
only one
meet
that
back
didn't get
here in
pinched.
20
so much.
minutes, whatever, and I looked down at the meeting spot, and all I saw was police lights.
It was
and
me and
fucking
John.
people just. Somebody got pinched.
We were trapped in the driveway, and we were about to pull out, and whoop, 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 whoop. It was just me and John.
So I had this smooth idea. I was so smart.
Guy.
I was like,
I think it was us three and John Road. I don't think you were there that night. Yeah, it was
I
just
had
us
the
three and
genius
John Road.
idea. I was like, I gotta see who it is and what happened. And I was like, all right, I'll just go jogging by. like I'm a midnight jogger.
It's like 4 in the morning.
Like I'm a midnight jogger. So here I come
out like 4
jogging
in the
by,
morning.
you know what I'm saying?
Look at that
And the
health
cop was like, get the fuck over here, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just jogging, sir.
That's so fucking stupid for that, man.
Hey, Joey, when you brought up all that stealing, do you remember the Myers incident when we hid in that dumpster and that security guard chased us out?
I don't know.
Myers over in...
I know, in Royal Oak. Yeah, we
yeah.
used to always steal from that. When they
That
first
was
went
the Sega
24 hours.
Genesis.
Yeah, with the Sega
With the whole
Genesis.
basket
Yeah,
full.
all
We
the-
were-
was that when we
you were
hit?
with us? We were
Yeah, we just
throwing-
filled the cart up and just walked out with that bitch.
Yeah, until they chased us
Yeah.
4 blocks and... we
No,
had-
that was you and my brother.
Oh, that was just me and John?
Yeah, and you guys hopped that fucking fence with
That
the barbed
security
wire,
fence, right.
and he dropped his fucking ID and got pinched
Got
for it.
pinched for it. He dropped his entire wallet. We jumped a 12-foot...
He had that
hurricane
fucking
fence.
blue jacket.
That blue with the
and
faux
he put it
fur on
over
the
the
inside,
fucking
that's
barbed
right.
wire to get
Who
over
remembers
it.
the night?
nothing.
Who remembers the night we were all fucking drunk drinking Mad Dog?
Which one?
Mad Dog.
Which one?
And,
Teenagers?
and listen, we got in the Jeep
Last week?
and we were going to some club,
I
it was like a
remember.
teen club, and we're fucking so stupid. We're all in the fucking Jeep,
Deep as fuck.
deep as fuck, hanging out. All of us
I was drinking peppermint schnapps.
open
that
bottles
night.
of fucking liquor,
Drinking,
you
like,
know what
what
I'm
up?
saying?
Like,
And we're like, we won't get caught.
Teenagers.
And we get pulled over, you know what I'm saying? With instantly.
Like, instantly.
I
We
was
just drove
driving.
over,
I
you know,
think that was actually in Livonia.
I was
somehow.
driving and I didn't have a driver's license.
They lined us all up.
Word?
Yeah.
For real?
They lined us all
Because
up,
John
right?
was too drunk.
Yeah, and I did
They
drive,
lined us
and that was
all
my
up.
argument.
And
With
fucking,
the cop.
and I was like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, but I ran.
You and John both ran.
We
both of you guys
bolted,
did.
you know what I'm saying? We ran, you know what I'm saying? And we were hopping fences, and the cops didn't even chase us. We were
They're
hopping
too busy
fences,
fucking- they're
and we
too busy
hid in
wrapping
the
us
shed.
up.
We hid in somebody's shed. It smelled like lawnmower gas. And John was like, fuck, my mom's going to kill me because I took the Jeep. I wasn't supposed to take the Jeep. And I was like, I'll run away with you. Fuck it. And so we ran
and this
away.
is like 16, 17 years old.
We
Let's
ran
run
away. And we walked, and we were looking.
Every time I ran away, I ran to your house, Joe.
Our plan was to steal a car.
Yeah, we hit the back of my
were waiting at a 7-Eleven.
Right.
We were waiting at it. Our plan was to steal a car. We were waiting at a 7-Eleven, hoping some lady would pull up and leave her car running and go into 7-Eleven. Like that was actually gonna happen.
That was but we had a legitimate plan.
So we're waiting for hours at every fucking 7-Eleven. We're like, let's try another one. You know what I mean? So we walked and got all the way to 16 Mile, and John was like, fuck it, I'm calling my mom. And he called his mom. He never even got in trouble for it. You know, and I just went home. I never got in no trouble, you know what I'm saying?
We all got pinched for curfew.
Oh, yes, we did.
Fuck.
That's back when they just drop you off at your
Right,
house.
drop you off at your mom,
Right,
yeah.
your mom smack you a couple times, take you in the house.
How'd the Jeep ever get back?
Roger had to go get it out of impound.
Did he?
You know how that went.
Hey, don't we got some news?
No, we're
No,
good. Yeah,
we're good on
yeah,
the news.
we're
Okay,
too late
all
for
right.
it.
We've had lots of news.
Hey, listen.
Everybody.
The biggest news just happened tonight, man. Juggalos, man. It's been one of them. God, it's been one of them nights, man. It's been
ups and downs.
Ups and downs, man. My emotions right now, I can't fucking take it, man. Shit.
I know there's juggalos out there that wondered whatever happened to that voice on Dog Beats and on Carnival of Carnage.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And that voice was our fucking homie.
That's
That was
right.
my brother and friend, man.
And he's in a better place.
Rest
Yes,
in
sir.
You know what I'm
peace.
saying?
Rest in paradise, man.
And he's a fucking juggalo legend.
The legend is right.
You know,
Is
he
right.
he never even knew it. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But he's a Hall of Famer in the world of juggalos, man.
That's right.
John Kickjass, man. And fucking Kid Villain.
That's right.
On the Crescent forever on the first Joker's card. Carnival of Carnage. You know what I'm saying? And Dog Beats.
Man.
Show that picture again, man. Of the three of us.
One more time. One more
The
time.
first photo shoot ever. You know what I'm saying? In the fucking garage right
Our
there.
first promo flat.
That's right.
Inner City Posse.
Inner City.
Look at that sweet golden mullet.
Look at that handsome little boy on the left trying to look tough.
Look at that 15-year-old boy.
Got a mustache
man.
in that picture.
Yeah, maybe
Look
a little
at that.
caterpillar.
Look at that 15-year-old boy.
Wait, look at hard with a tall neck of Budweiser and like
Front
$4.
Front with Roger's empty beer bottle in the garage.
Roger left that there.
And that what you guys are wearing, that was what we wore.
That's what we.
fuck out of.
That's
Like,
what we wore that
hoodies-
whole day.
Hey,
Hoodies and flannels was
Right.
it.
That
Because
was-
nobody had a fucking winter jacket.
Yeah,
Right,
four
that's all we
flannels.
wore.
4 or 5 flannels was a winter coat.
Right.
Hoodies and flannels. That should be a song.
You know what though, man?
That's right.
John brought us back together.
That's
No
right.
doubt,
We're back
man,
in
yeah.
touch. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
We all got each other's numbers again and
And
shit.
Juggalos,
Fuck
you
yeah.
can expect to see John Klein and Noel Symington at the fucking gathering
That's
17.
right.
Yeah.
Shit.
With the escort,
That's
the trunk open.
With all the sound.
Hopefully we'll see him at Ballers Christmas, man. I
Yeah,
mean, we
that's
got some shit coming up.
December.
You
Ballers
know?
Christmas,
Yeah,
yeah,
18th.
on the 17th and 18th.
That's
And you
right.
know what?
2
Check
Fridays.
this out. If John Klein in that fucking garage years, if you have entered the ghetto zone, that shit's coming out.
We will find a cassette player to play it over the
right.
house shits.
No, we're pressing that shit up.
Yeah.
If you got that
I
shit,
gotta look. I gotta have
as soon
something.
as you can, because if you do, there's juggalos listening right now that want to
Intelligence
hear
and
that
violence,
shit.
get the fuck out of
If
here.
you got
I
intelligence
hope
and
I got
violence,
something.
Joe would be like intelligence, and D-Lear would be coming on and he'd be
And
like,
violence.
and violence. Intelligence and
and
violence.
Oh man,
Like
what a
saying
crazy
violence.
night. Jump steady.
I know it's been off.
It's been off the chain, man. It's been one of them wonderful nights that we
Before
all
we
want
get
to.
out of here, man, don't forget, for the kids, man,
Hey,
for the kids, 2 local openers, Misery, Young Wicked, Big Hoodoo, DJ Clay, Anybody Killer, KG Kevin Gill, Buckshot, Raza Kill, Willie fucking
Willie
D,
D.
Willie D.
Sugar Slam,
Fuck.
And the most fucking craziest, most freshest
craziest shit.
Jump Steady, and Violent J.
Both on stage.
I'm just a bird boy, just to reiterate.
And JCW
I'm white,
Wrestling.
man.
That's right.
How
All
many
going
matches?
down.
5
Starting-
matches? 5 matches, right?
Starting
5 matches.
He's been waiting 5 hours.
in 7 days.
5 hours.
5 hours.
Starting in 7 days from today, right?
That's right. Starting
Yeah, baby. On the 10th. And get your tickets now. You know they're going to... I mean, come on. It's a festival, damn it.
We need you to
now
come
it's
out for real,
fucking
man.
holy
$15
We really are
bro,
asking
that's-
from the heart, man.
$15 to see a Violent J solo set. What?
What?
We need you
Stop
to
it.
come out, man. The kids for real need you, man. Please, Juggalos, make the journey.
And don't forget about the fucking elf package, the snowman
Right.
package,
Yeah,
and
hey.
the big baller
If you
sandwich.
can't
look.
do that, if you
Oh,
man,
damn.
if you-
Shirt. That's
John
for the shirt,
Klein is
right
the
there.
first
I'm the shit
donation
shirt.
He
right
wants
here.
the I'm the shit
Yeah,
shirt,
I'm the
$20.
shit shirt, $20.
He is
If
an
you
elf.
can't make it, if you live too far away,
No, you're
order
a
your
snowman.
I'm the shit shirt,
You can
man.
order them online
You're a
right now.
snowman,
Yep. Check it out
$15.
on Hatchet
I'm a
Gear.
snowman.
I think
Juggalos has been one of them wild nights. We'd like to thank you guys for being with us. Like I always say on every one of our shows, man, we are not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. Take care of each other. God bless you. And we will see you in 2 weeks. Jump steady.
All right, hell yeah.
Whoop,
Let's-
whoop,
Nothing is fast
whoop.
Hell yeah.
The ghettos of America are waiting grounds for the criminal mind. As for years they killed one another out, and America has enjoyed its creation. Well, now these ghetto-minded criminals have crossed the line into your neighborhood and will soon give you a taste of the hell that they have lived for so long. So, Pops, this time it's your son who gets shot. Deal with your own creation.
Well, I've been to the house and it's paid my debts, but I'm still a street hustler. Dropped out of school cause I couldn't find my locker. Stubbles on my chin and got hair like Chewbacca. Might see me sleeping on the street. Don't look for a job cause there's no jobs looking for me. Then it all went to my head. Next day, 49 motherfuckers dead. Tell the pigs I did it. Place farm at your back and beat you in the head with it. And keep your bitch in place. Or I'ma send her ass home with a footprint on her face. I'm hating sluts. Shoot them in the face, step back and into my nuts. Lost them in a sack. Cause I fuck so hard it'll break their back. All the pressure packed into one nut. I was waiting on a bus and my head blew up. And it's trying to make you sick. Violent J, motherfucker, psychopath. Psychopath.
Thought you knew, bitch. RCP made up of psychotic, demented, psychocalyptic motherfuckers. And we might put a hook on your throat like it ain't nobody's business.
I'm standing by the train tracks. Then you see me running butt naked with a battle axe. I'm swinging and slicing and chopping and cutting and until I'm numb. Seems like I always get beat down, like the hawk turned to the wicked clown. Top toes out to the ghetto zone, cause it's
Southwest Detroit, this the middle one's home.
so you might see me at a festival, cussing rude and scratching my testicles with a cold 2-liter in hand. Rapping to the bitch at the French fry stand, take it to the Patton Park. Then I'll make a sexist remark, cause they're all eventually bitching. So if we fucking take your ass to the kitchen, police don't like me, it's obvious. Just don't look in the trunk. Or the sun'll make you sick. Violent J, motherfucker, psychopath.
Hey man, why don't you slide some of that Fago over here? Like it up, come on, man. You farted, didn't you? I should sock your ass, man. You farted.
What, man? What? License and registration, that's what you look fuck face.
Hey, yo, man. Fuck you, you fat jelly-filled motherfucker. What's up?
Fuck out of the
Come on, man. Fuck you. Fuck you, man.
Yeah, I've always been a psycho. I'll throw rocks at stray dogs, building crack houses out of Lincoln logs. I cut crack sicker with a faker. You was in school, I was home watching Green Acres. Now I'm all up in your face. We can barely hit a rat with all that bass. I'm running with a Southwest street gang, and I never let my Southwest meat hang. Cause you know what ICP's all about? Take a break out the street and punch you in the mouth. Find a girl's daddy's rich,
And his sweet little angels march to a freak bitch. But I thought the Twinkie and up to the stuffing. Like Billy Bill say, a bitch ain't nothing. Grab her by the arm and break it. Grab her by the left and take it. And you know, this is how to make you sick. Violent J, motherfucker, psychopathic. Psychopathic. Come on. Psychopathic. Come on. Come on. Psychopathic. Come on. Psychopathic. Bring it back now. Come on. Psychopathic. Bring it back now. Psychopathic. Yeah. Psychopathic. Outrun like I've done, you like Test Run. Thought my time was up, but the journey has just begun.